Yeah, I have it actually. I forgot to ask for it, and then our equipment guys, who are awesome, saved it for me. So I got it in my locker.
What's your plan for?
I don't know. Keep it. Might give it to family. I'm not really sure yet. I'll probably hold on to it. That one's kind of special, so hold on to it.
Shaq was just in here talking about how he felt like the defense didn't continue to bring the energy that they had on the first series. I'm just wondering what your assessment is after really watching the tape. What your assessment is why the offense was inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much how we felt after the game was spot on. Obviously, you find a few things that are good and a few things that are bad that you didn't know before when you watch the tape, but really just penalties. We got to be cleaner, got to be sharper, got to be quicker in and out of the huddle procedurally. And then for me, just taking care of the ball, like I said, some bad decisions. And then you got to, Houston did a good job. Got to give it to them defensively, just always being around the ball. I mean, there was a couple plays that were tipped or whatever that they almost picked too. So it's just they did a good job. They had a good game plan, but I made it easy on them, and some of those turnovers, just throwing it to them. So I got to do a better job, take care of the ball. It's so important in this game, especially in this league. You go down in the margin -3. It's going to be hard to overcome that. So it's all of us though. We all got to be better, but it starts with me for sure. So those turnovers are direct reflection of me.
How different is the challenge this week? What this defense does compared to last week? Very different approaches.
Yeah, it's a lot different. This is still a big zone team, but more match principles. So they really good athletes that can carry and play man, and their disguises are really good in the back end. And then up front, they got the two linebackers. They're really like DNs, but can drop play coverage. Von Miller, Bradley Chubb. They got a lot of other guys too that can roll in. But those two guys on the edge, great pass rush. They make it tough to break contain. Just they do such a good job of setting the edge, and then they got the coverage players too. So they do a good job mixing it up in the secondary, showing you something pre-snap and changing it. So we got a challenge in front of us for sure, but I feel like we had a great first day of prep, and I like our plan so far.
Trevor, have you had enough reps with Jacob Hollister at this point to get a handle on, what he can bring?
I think he's great. Yeah, I think he's great. Now, we haven't gotten a ton of reps, but we've taught a little bit. He's really smart, picks up on it quick, always is where he's supposed to be, can run too. He's a good athlete. So that's probably the first thing I noticed is that he's pretty quick. So we connected on one in practice today, which was great. But yeah, I probably need to get a few more reps with him just because it's a newer guy, but I love what he can do.
In regards to defenses you saw in the preseason, obviously a little more vanilla. They weren't showing a lot.
Yep.
Versus when you go out there for the first series against the Texans, what was the biggest difference in regards to what they show? And obviously it's different teams, but what you saw in the preseason in basic base vanilla defenses, and then what happened out there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they kept it really simple. If you watch the game, it was almost all cover 2. They didn't really disguise it. The only thing they did was some double mug stuff with the front, but they dropped out, 80% of the time. So they weren't even trying to hide it. I was just not patient with the coverage, and that's designed to prevent big plays. And I got a little bit greedy on a couple and trying to take too much and just wasn't patient. That's a direct reflection of the turnovers. So, so that wasn't a crazy disguise game. But like I said, of them just always being near the ball, turning tips into picks, and if you're off on a throw, they're going to make you pay for it. Like, that didn't always happen in the preseason, but that's just how it is. There's great players everywhere, so you gotta take care of it. You gotta play well.
In regards to you as a runner, I know we've had this conversation with you, and you've had it with the coaching staff. When you went back and watched the tape, were there moments where maybe you say, I know I shouldn't be tucking and running it for 50 yards, but maybe I should have run here?
Yeah, for sure. There wasn't many where it was like for sure one where it was wide open I should have ran, but I think just in general of using my legs and extending plays and not just sitting in the pocket, that's a part of my game that I think helps me, helps the team, and can keep plays alive. Like, that's something that I do well. So continuing to do that, and we talked about that in the preseason, and I feel like I got a little bit better, and then this week kind of was could have done a little bit more. So just something I'm always going to work on, but that's usually a pretty natural part of my game, so I'm not too concerned. I think the more comfortable I get, that'll start to show.
How important is it for the offense just to try to get more balance moving forward?
Yeah, very important. You see we got in a hole there and had to throw the ball a lot, which is just how it is, so it's tough. But like I said, it's still, even though we did throw it 50 times, we had a lot of opportunities for big plays that I missed. The turnovers, like I said, a lot of things. So even though we were in that hole, we did have a lot of opportunities. But obviously, you want to have a balanced attack, and we do. We have, we got the guys to do it, so I'm not concerned with that. But it's just about playing cleaner early, so you don't get down 17, 21, whatever it is, and then you kind of have to play catch up. So that's the idea, is just staying in the game by not shooting yourself in the foot, and we did that too much. So getting better at that.
Assuming your first home game, regular season home game here, do you have an anticipation for what the atmosphere is going to be like, or how you played in front of big home crowds obviously before, but first one here?
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't really know. Preseason was great, but I'm excited to see what it's like for the first regular season game, and obviously to have family and friends here, see my first home game. But yeah, I'm just happy to be at home. We played 3 straight away ones, so it's nice to just be, stay here for the game. So I'm excited for that, though. It's going to be awesome.
How many tickets are we talking about accumulating?
Oh, man, I don't even know. Probably like 20 or so. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Is the best way to flush everything that happened in the opener to get back on the field and do it right and then maybe even win?
Yeah, I mean, that's how that's the thing about football that kind of sucks is obviously you need the time between games because it's so physical and you gotta get healthy. But when you have a rough game, it's like, dang, I gotta wait a whole week to go play again. Baseball, basketball, you get out there and get to play 2 days later and kind of flush it. So that's the thing. But we just got a lot to work on. So I'm glad we got a week of practice to get better. I thought we had a great day today, address some of the issues, and guys got a great attitude. We're ready to go and get a win.
Were you actually had a game after, when you actually had a game the week after a loss? Must have been.
Oh man, it's been. We lost to Notre Dame last season. I was out with COVID, but still, that was in the regular season, so that was last. No, I didn't play, but yeah. So you're right. It's never really. Maybe.
Were you surprised that the game opened with 12 straight runs? Now, granted, there was 2 runs that were nullified by holding calls, but on the script, on the official play sheet, it's 12 straight runs to open the game. Was that sort of the feeling that you get would happen based on the script you had going in?
You're talking about passes?
Yeah.
Oh, you said runs.
No, I'm sorry.
I was like, dude, was I in this game? I was playing.
2 runs were nullified by penalty.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those games. Obviously you look at that. That's not the plan. I don't think anyone tries to go throw it 12 times straight coming out of the gate. But you look at the penalties and backed up and the third down situations, you just have to. So, and then I had an early miss low on the out to DJ, and that put us in third down or second down in the screen, and so all of that, and some of those were screens too, which they're passes, but obviously that's for run after the catch, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, that's obviously not what you want. So we all got to do better. That's not the offensive coordinator. That's really us on the execution and putting him in a bad spot.
Hey, I've got a little off the wall question, so I apologize. But have you ever thought what the name, image, and likeness
Not ice
thing
cream.
would?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about the name, image, and likeness thing and what that would have meant for you and what you could have probably earned off of that at all? Or
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, but I don't. I like to keep things simple, and I'm glad that I wasn't really a part of that. I think it's great for people that are still in school, but I loved my experience, and I wouldn't change it. I know that brings a lot of stress too. I know in the situation I'm in, sometimes more is less. Now, knowing I can go do these endorsements and make money and do whatever, marketing, sometimes more is less, and sometimes you worry a little bit about guys doing too much just because at the end of the day, you still got to go to school and you got to play ball and you got to do what got you there, and so you just got to be careful. But no, I'm super happy. I got some friends that are still in school that are loving it, and it's been great for them to make some extra money, and I think it's a good thing, and I think it was the right move, but you just got to be careful.
Speaking of simplifying things, Urban said Monday that you guys were a lot of moving parts on offense, formations and personnel groupings. Do you feel like a little bit of that will be simplified going forward?
Yeah, no, I think we'll have a good plan, and yes, short answer, yeah. I'm not really sure of what exactly we're going to change in that, but I know that we have a good plan as far as personnel today. It was really clean substitutions, and we've done a great job addressing it. That's not really it's not really my conversation necessarily. The personnel is all the coaches and who they want in the game. So, but today it looked great, so I'm not worried about it.
All right, thanks.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Trevor.
Thank you all.